Alright everyone, we have here a beautiful 4v4 on Indoors' mod, which is Myth and Legends. You can find that in the workshop. It's a 4-parter. Once you install the first part, I'll have you install the other 3. Uh, it is a fun little mod that adds some extra factions. I believe he's working on a campaign and he's almost done. You just iron out the final 20% there. But 4v4 on Carthago. This came from one of Joe's streams last Saturday, and I wanted to put this on because I've been harsh lately. Uh, and I feel like it's time for, against randoms, and I feel like it's time for me to be harsh on my guys. Of course. But on the attacking side, we have first off Iceni, brought to us by Mr. Onnit himself. Joe Onnit here. We have J-Boy, 491, bring us Galatia. Me, bring the Roman Republic with those beautiful triple gold chevron Latin tribesmen. Finally, Propane bringing the Huns for attack. Do want to show off a few units on these guys. For example, if we can see him properly, he is a bit hidden, but it is the King's Guard for Galatia. They are limited to 1 per faction for a reason. They are very, very dangerous units, but most of his following is legionnaires after that, with a little bit of the Galatian swords. Joe here with Iceni. Interesting unit-wise, he has these guys. The Caraxes followers, which are a great sword-based infantry, utilizing claymores, as you can tell by the actual handle of that sword and how they're holding it. They are claymore swords. We also have, yes, the headhunters. There we go. Don't mind that they all have blue hair. Don't mind that. That's just a side effect. But they do throw actually heads. They have headhunt as well, which is always fun. Where is their special? Yep, poison shot. So they all have free poison shot, which does melee attack, melee and defense, and then it also does damage to the enemies. Reduce damage, but it reduces melee attack and defense, and that is their default. So you eat that in and throw it in, and you do a ton of damage on the initial charge. Hun-wise, the Huns, you got that Hunnic Cataphracts, of course. Right here. Look at, they use... Then I believe, if I'm not mistaken, yeah, he's got Chosen You R's. I think that's the one. Yeah. That's the most elite he's brought. There they are. Look at those little shields that they got. Of course, these are, I believe, Attila models. There are a decent amount of Attila models brought on in. Of course, models from some other games as well, which we shall see in a second. But we have the Roman Republic, which, of course, the unit of note is the Latin tribesmen. And, of course, lesser so, the 7 Triarii I brought. Because I'm a piece of shit. As I said, on defense, we have Yam's Vikings, Macedon, Massagete, and a new empire that was added. We haven't seen it yet. He's had it in for a little bit, but it's the Sheena Empire, which, as I said, he brought it from other games. This is from Shogun 2. Don't mind the swords. He's still working on the swords. Those are definitely katanas and not falxes. But the armor assets and most of the other assets have been brought over from Shogun. So, with that out of the way, let's get this party started.
Lay siege to this place, brothers. Once we have destroyed this settlement, they shall always fear us, knowing they are not safe even in their own homes. This will be a great victory.
Well, there we go, and with that, so one thing to note, this mod is not fully balanced, so this is what a lot of these streams are for, and we're about to see that here. Sheena infantry, very shock infantry, but they have 55 armor and 50 and a lot of melee defense. 53 there. Yeah, you're gonna watch them do a ton of damage. They're gonna tear through that first wave Lancer, doing almost no damage to that silent warrior unit. The unit of First Wave Lancers is pretty much done. To be fair, artillery is shooting at it as well, but, I mean, 31 kills. Yeah. These guys are not performing right. And this is going to do a ton of initial damage to the attackers and put us on the back foot. Luckily, we do have the advantage in balanced power, but that is always dangerous when you're starting this campaign up. Yeah. Oop. Yeah, luck. I got sadly screwed by the tower deployment. They did not destroy a single one, so I'm just praying, to be honest. Just praying that he finds other targets to target, and he does not fully destroy my artillery piece. But the Silent Warriors are still mopping up. We're at 122 for this one. Nearly 180, so 178 on 79 on this one. Basically, what we're hoping for is if you break this corner, you break that artillery piece. Ooh, and we got a little Sarissa Cav here. Of course, with the Roman army that's on this flank, there is no soft targets. It's one of the reasons I did deploy on the flank with this one. Is that I have 7 Triarii, which, if you don't know, Triarii in Rise of Republic have the Pila. That guy is up to 209. He's just finished pretty much killing off another sword band. 132. They're trying to silence this artillery piece, obviously, so he can continue shooting. Those URs, man. Ooh, poor boys. This one sneaking on up. Oh yeah, and Iceni does have a unique unit, which is Elite Highland Archers. They are 125 range. They do have Stalk and Snipe, so those are very nice. Trying to surround the Silent Warriors. Let's see how they do. 171 there, just cutting through these guys, which are lower. They are starting to take some damage here, as they just got charged in the flank. Now these guys have to move out and target these guys, and they're just going to get crushed. Yeah. Down to 70. Range is starting to now to hit this. I mean, it's the only way to really silence, and it's not even doing too much damage, to be honest. Alright, there's a proper volley. Okay, I got 2 on that half volley. There's a proper volley. Okay. Yep, Ranger now hidden, and of course, the Latin tribesmen coming in to show them what's for. Gold chevron here, 22 melee attack, 56 morale, 40 health, 10 armor. Definitely not trying to steal kills. But over here, oh god. Oh lordy lord. One thing they do have, though, properly is the Yari. Look at that little Yari boy. But yeah, those tribesmen are dead. Don't worry, we're getting a rear charge. Go, Latin tribesmen. Of course, they're 100 kills off of 500. Oh god. There we go. They've restabilized, of course, because that's what you want. 51 kills. 11. Almost got them. These Hun Axemen are just going to finish them off. Rear charge into them. Yep, they're at 500 kills. 500 kills and only 2 chevrons. Yep, they're gone. Alright, the reign of the Silent Warriors have finally come to end. Of course, these remaining sword band are being beat up. Last little Latin tribesmen moving themselves up. Nice Hun heavy archers targeting. Took a little bit of a volley. They're gonna get that second one in. No, falls short. The Hunnic units making their way in. Of course, my little force is here to stay to prevent against a sally out, since Zarissa's playing around still. Of course, I did forget to mention it, but we do have a little stealth force here to try to steal the game. There's one Hunnic Axeman already. Yep, breaking this down. And pop.
Double time. Two up advance. To your positions.
Not too much going on. We have these guys hiding over here. They've been spotted at least once, but they are there to prevent against that sally out as well. Expecting a few units, nothing too crazy. Hopefully. And if there is anything too crazy, we're expecting a good push in. Especially because Massageta exists, but we have Young Axes here. They of course have Pila. Step Hoplite in the back. Still more Young Axes. Do we have anything pretty interesting? Got some Step Swordsmen. More Step Hoplites. These bows, by the way, those are the hand mercenary archers. No, they're not the crazy ones. There is a crazy little unit, but let's take a look at more of the Sheena boys. These sword levies, yes. Got a little bit of an archer fight going on here. Those archers are definitely taking that brunt. Latin tribesmen definitely winning the day. And not being supported by thorax swords at all. Yeah. Yeah, this is one-sided as can be. I don't know why he's pulling back. He could have won that fight. I guess it was because it's at 69 men and you gotta keep it like that because that's nice. Yeah, that thorax ended up managing to crush that fight. I mean, the Young Axe has got 116 kills. They're trying to sneak their way out, but they're just going to get smashed by both sides. But that works for them well for them, in their opinion. Last little unit of Romans just moving their way up to be Pains. Of course, we got mercenary Illyrian Axemen. So, of course, like that's a common thing you see in Macedonian armies, though it's not. Yep, this initial fight, we got the proper Galatian legionnaires moving on in, cutting down these Young Axes. They've had enough kills at 117. Well, we're starting to make a breachhead, finally. Still sitting back. I believe I start moving soon, yeah. Right now, just lobbing Artie, doing what I can to get kills. And mainly at this point, I'm just trying to lob the Artie so I can start focusing more of my men inside because I am worried about the cavalry. I want to make sure the ballista gets its due and is able to help the guys inside a bit. And to be fair, they don't even need my help on the initial push. Galatians moving in. On Axemen. Galatian swords against Young Axes. I've already sacrificed all three of my most important units. Yeah, they died on the wall. As you can see by their corpses here. Oh, that Zarissa's back on out again. Perfect play here with the Huns. This is exactly what you want to do. Push up far enough to get that point, and then just hit into the side. Don't let them side shot you. Because they'll try to do that all day, every day. They're still getting that, which is really annoying. They're going to soon start losing. Yeah, they haven't lost another man. Nice shots with those archers. The Hunnic is trying to do what he can to eliminate it. Highland archers getting ready to move in and cause some hectic parts. And here comes, of course, 3 units of those beautiful Triarii. The brunt of this is definitely being felt by Galatia, with a lot of his legionnaires and swords going in initially. Which, to be perfectly honest, for the best output of that, you probably want the Triarii going in first. That's definitely a misplay on my part. You want to send the tanks that are the Triarii in force them to concentrate a ton of ammo, a ton of resources to deal with them. Because goddamn they hurt. And of course, in Norris's mod buff, there's pricing, because Rise of the Republic is only 1100 and they are 1300 in this mod. But swords still cutting through. They're almost at the archers. They're going to force the archers back, of course. Yep. You definitely don't have to do that. Could just snake yourself in and get on in. Legionnaires coming in, definitely cutting in some more. Yep, he got it. Right into these archers. Getting cut to pieces. Then this Galatian sword's just here to die. Boop. And boop. Triarii now moving in, pushing in on this Lyrian axis and just crushing them. Of course, the other one here to replace that, to provide aid to that Hunnic axeman. More shots coming in. How are they looking? You're at, oh gosh, you're at 108. What am I at? 100. Have that first slave lancers moved back, and of course we have that Sarissa Cav. Yep, as I said, there's that push. Triarii now getting into the next line, the Steppe Swordsman. Then we'll get back into more Illyrian Axemen. The Sheena Cav is not going to be able to keep going for very long, or Sheena Sword Levy are not going to be able to keep going for very long. And this fight in the middle is definitely more of a foothold here. They are tearing into the flank there. With this hand mercenary archers. There goes that Sheena's. We have some hand mercenary swords, which are another cool unit. Yep, they're pulling back as they know they're about to get flanked. Triarii is still pushing. I mean, they've only lost 30 men and they've killed 121. Hun Axeman here to help. Of course, as they got that, the Triarii are going to make their way in and right into those mercenary swords. But we do see back here, Companion Cavalry General, that is just disappearing. So that flank is very dangerous, for sure. Second Triarii coming in to help finish off these guys. Let's see what we got over here. Galatians. Still bearing the brunt of this. They've gotten some good kills, though. Headhunters in. I missed one of their headhunts, sad. But those headhunts definitely just help tear through those mercenaries. Lead Highland archers trying to fight off against... There we go. The steppe archers. Shots still coming in. This guy was chasing a routing unit. This one gets screwed, and I think he ends up pulling it back because it is a... Yep, there it goes. Because it was a pull-through with that. Doing a good job of clearing out this zone here. Doing a real good job of pressing hard, breaking through. Next Triarii ready to go in. This Triarii is still looking good, 153 kills. Great archer shots, to be honest, overall. This guy... Oh, look at the Yams Viking trying to sneak around. Yep, he's trying to get the Javies down into those Galatians and into that Headhunter as well. They're being targeted by range, and I think, yeah, the Huns are about to go deal with them personally. Still have by the defenders, perfect. Well, the Triarii is no longer looking crazy healthy, but he's been absorbing hits. Pretty much broken through 2 units. This group of Triarii is tearing into the steppe hoplites. They are dropping like flies. 102 here, 34 here. If this push is able to continue and that Headhunter is about to just start tearing apart. Chosen, you are taking control of the tower. I'm assuming trying to neutralize that tower, then hopefully capture it if they can. Archers drop into the Hunnic fire here. Yeah, and we now have a Chosen Swordband to save these Triarii. I believe that's me out of ammo. Yep, 116 kills is my final kill count. He's at 172. Is he still going? Yes, he actually is. Okay. He's just better than me in every way. Yeah, damn it. Not the best archer fire, in my opinion. Definitely screwing themselves more than anyone else with that. But with the UR... Ah, here it comes. Yep. Javelins coming down from the UR, helping break this unit of Han mercenaries. Ranged coming out, which obviously ranged by itself is suspicious, let's say the least. To go out by themselves. And, well, Iceni's making their moves on the backside. But you can definitely see by the balance of power, it is definitely in our favor, and that is very dangerous, because we haven't done too much yet, to be perfectly honest. 190 kills, let's go. 108 kills there. Just lost one of my first unit of 7 Triarii. It is a tragedy. And here we go, of course. The very scary unit for the Viking. We have here, of course, the Dravak. And this is bad. This is really bad for us. So as you can see, we're trying to force our way in, move in as fast as possible. I'm bringing units around to go support the retreat in. Yeah, look, you can see. They're starting to move in, start forming a defensive line here, and because 2 units of Dravak is dangerous, but it's not by all means, let's just say, it's not world-ending. We still have a chance. That companion cav is going to make it very difficult. But I'm moving my Triarii over just to be safe. Yep. Center wall, of course, is still being put, or center stairwell is being pushed. You are now in here. They're just killing tons of kills. You are in Galatians, of course. You have 2 of my units already in defending, or 3 of them are already defending gates, and that's where they're going to be sitting for most of the game, to be perfectly honest. But yeah, and now we're starting to get infantry coming out, and of course, it's probably one of the most dangerous units. It's called the Sacred Band of Thieves. It's a 300-man unit. Most Greeks get it. I usually bring it as Athens, but Macedon has brought it this time. As such, now with that infantry, with a 300-man infantry support, and the archers now coming back out, and of course now the Saka cataphracts here, this is becoming very dangerous for us to stay outside. You are pushing, pushing, pushing. So here is our big defender gamble. This is a lot of forces to commit outside. If they cannot hold inside, these forces could become severely out of position and worthless. My Triarii here is just making sure everyone else can get in. You can see forces starting to move on in. I'm keeping my Triarii out here for as long as possible to cover safely. The rest should be coming in soon, the headhunters and the Kingsguard. They're like, hey, pull in the Triarii, and I go, no, they are going to hold. With this, what do we got here? More Han mercenary swords. The Triarii coming back in. Gonna try to do what they can here. But we're pushing really well along the line. Of course, this is great for the archers because now they can get ready to fire. I've officially moved myself into square. And where I can, defense is being held in the other places. Of course, the square here is just to make sure I'm as obnoxious as possible. And to prevent that devastating rear charge that they're planning on going. As you can take a look here, he's got 2 kills, companion cavalry-wise. Let's see how he ends up doing against the square formation. Not up to 7 kills, but not what you want to see on a shock cavalry. 8 kills, but they've also lost 8. So they got up to 9 kills. They've already lost 10. They got 10. So the traded, nope, because they had 2 to start with. Yep, not very good. The cataphracts are coming out to scare them, but that's not a smart idea. He needs to get that cataphracts back inside. And of course, on this push here, Thrall swords, they say they're winning. They're not actually. Galatian Legionnaires still holding up here. And we see what are going to be the bane of our existence. These are the elites for the Japanese, and these Yari Masters are very scary. So are these Blade Masters. They're supposed to be Nodachi and, of course, Yari. And they're going to hurt. And then we also have the Elite Archer, the Tengoka Archer. So that corner, though, it looks like we pushed far. May not be as secure as we think. Lost less than 20 men. He's getting into the Chosen Sword, trying to do what he can. I don't know if that was the best play, but we are trying to do what we can to whittle this unit down. Over on this flank, we are facing a brutal turn. I do want to just point this out. We screwed up here, and we accidentally took the tower. Don't take the tower if you're doing this strategy on Carthage, because it's going to alert the enemy. Luckily, they were distracted by them sallying themselves out, so they didn't notice it. Yeah, Headhunter's going down. Oh no, get 2 more kills, get at least 100, come on. Fighting levies. Yeah, you can tell a lot of the Rangers coming in to go deal with the Sacred Band because of just such a large unit. Macedonia is just doing what he can to just hit these Chosen Sword Band and do what they can. How are you looking? Did you get 100 kills? No, 99. One more kill, one more kill. The Viking Oathsworn is the general for the Yams Viking. 102. Okay, good, good, good. He got over 100. Square formation still holding. I've only lost 40 men. Nearly killed 40. Of course, look how light the center is. Like, there's one unit of infantry. It's the Steppe Hoplites and then the Hans. The Hans are down to 58-9 men. They are suffering. But they've got 130 kills, so they've definitely paid for themselves there. Chosen UR-wise, they're trying to do what they can against the Steppe Hoplites. Everything is looking a bit thin, to be honest. We've committed most of our assault towards the right. There goes that Chosen Sword Band. Yeah, the issue is it's gotten a lot closer to evening out because we don't have much infantry left. And a lot of the infantry we do have, at least 3 elites, are having to be used for guarding the gate points. I think he's going to go in to try to rear charge again. Already has. Battle Rhythm just got popped on him. Yeah, that companion is not doing too well. That's why square formation is so useful for these guys. They just cut. The issue is we have nothing to deal with that Dravok, and of course those archers now taking fire. Syrians facing off against that Tungoka. Yeah, very soon we're gonna be forced to weaken our lines because we need more infantry on the front. This is probably where our biggest weakness is we do not have the numbers for this. Of course, the reason we don't have the numbers for this is this. He's positioned himself here, and we've just taken this. We're trying to tear down that Thor's hammer because that's the biggest threat, to be honest, out of the two. And they're taking a pounding. So here's, of course, the Defender's Gambit trying to win here. We've just taken the town center. We're going to have to try to hold out for long enough. Now, we don't see the timer up here, but you do see the timer down there. So that might be a hint. But I'll let you know how well we held there. Of course. Of course, that Triarii is still holding, boys. That's right, can't stop him. Sacred Band theme's down to 121. But with this, we're going to be making as aggressive a push as we can, as you can see with the Sword Band. And of course, with the Galatian Kingsguard now in combat. Facing off against the Yari Masters. So, Yari Masters, as I said, are brutal. They're at 97 men, they've 168. A lot of boys are coming back. Now the Blade Masters are coming in. They are definitely dropping to that arrow fire, but so is that Galatian Kingsguard, and that is not good for us. Of course, here as well, Fenders are definitely breaking through. They're down to 9 Thor's Hammer. That flank is being held. Trying to get into that Chosen Axe Band. Of course, that Chosen Axe Band is trying to ignore us and getting into the town center. If you can see. Trying to get that to hold out. Pen and Cav moving around. Valkyries here just cutting through. And they've gotten their way in, and that's not good. Thor's Hammer in, and that's it. So this is coming to the end. We literally just missed closing that gap by about 10 seconds. Maybe a little less, and if we closed that gap, we would have won. Because this town center fell, or got neutralized, with 2 seconds left. 2 seconds. 2 more seconds longer holding that town center, we would have won the game right there. And this video would be over. But it's not over yet. We are still doing what we can. Galatians trying to cut. And these Yari Masters are brutal. Yari Masters ended up getting a tweak, as did the Silent Warriors, because of how powerful they were performing on the tests. Wasn't the first one they did so well on, the Yaris. But yeah. And they are punching real hard for their unit. Sadly, they go, and what's remaining is just trying to run away. And Mercenary Swords up top. They are actually managing to cut through the Galatian Legionnaires. This is what I mean. We do not have much infantry anywhere. The followers, they're doing what they can. Cutting in, but sustained combat is not where they want to be. Cavalry can't do much until we get a breakthrough, and we're not getting a very good breakthrough anywhere. We've gotten so close in so many places. Step Swordsman now up there, and of course more hand mercenary swords. Yep, Masageta gets hand mercenaries as they're by China. Those Yaris are up to 253. These guys are cutting like crazy. You can definitely see the balance of power just definitely swinging away from the attackers with that gambit failed. Sadly, that was a very powerful gambit that could have won us the game, but you can see Galatia had to move their men off the line, so I'm just repositioning all my defenses to do what I can to cover for us. Sadly, because of that, I'm going to look like shit. Whether win or lose, I'm going to look like I have shit kills. That's the downside of being the support army sometimes. You look like you did shit. So, game-wise, so far, nothing too crazy. Great hold by the defenders, in my opinion. I think the biggest thing that hurt us was probably me. I did not bring enough infantry for this fight. Uh, if I were to use my normal strategy, I would have went in first with my boys. Or at least on my fronts would have went in for first and caused a lot of damage and forced them to use a lot of resources. So more sustainable infantry and more mainline infantry can start cutting better. The Aries are still going. Yep, using 3 defenders to defend all those gates, I can start pushing for one of my boys. Of course, he is injured. It was the dude from outside. He made his way back in. He's going to push. Yeah. That general's not doing well. He's starting to drop. Issue is they're hiding so much cav outside, it's dangerous to even try. He's going to try to roam around to see if the cav's safe outside. Desiari's just dropped. I mean, we can still break through here pretty well. We have a great chance to. So it's not over yet. It can still be turned around. If we can break through here and secure this front, we can kind of get around behind them this way. We literally need 2 seconds on the town center and we win. Which is why you see 61 Valkyries just sitting here. But if we're able to make a good push with cavalry supporting us, we're still able to win this. Not over yet, despite these odds. Literally, neutralize and take it for 2 seconds is all we need. At this point, that's what we're aiming for. Side charging, yeah, we're trying to break where we can. These archers are now back. Things are starting to look scarier and scarier. I've just fully given up on defense at this point. We see where the Dravok are. We know that the companion cavalry is weakened, and we know that, of course, the nomadic general is now coming outside. Step swords now drop into these Triarii, of course. These Triarii are trying to hold out the best they can, but they are getting shot. As you can see, blanketed by fire. Of course, they're also trying to help in this position. Aimed up the air. Gosh, that cavalry just got torn to shreds, that tribal cav. Literally all the units are half dead over here, except for that last unit of a Han swordsman. The Triarii general cutting through. Tengoka archers here, 165. Yep, there's the Saka cataphracts just roaming. Looking for their opportunity to shine. Yep, here comes more Dravok. This is going to get very dangerous for whatever our entire back line. Pretty much our only line at this point. Joe making a play with that beautiful general here. Trying to get in. I mean, he's down to 30 men. Heading on down, getting into those archers. Lead guy gets shot by flaming arrow. There goes the end of the followers. They did not target the Tengoku archers, but the Tengoku archers targeted them. Nice hit on the bridgehead. Keeps them trapped. Of course, should have rotated a bit more around with the cavalry. Or at least let them go a little further so you get it charged a bit better. They are getting stuck on that little corner here. To be honest, it might give them enough time for the Dravok to get in if they want to, which it doesn't look like they do. Because now the Dravok are running rampant. So of course one unit, and here comes the other unit. Of course we also just have a step swordsman somehow all the way back there. I think he routed and came back. I've literally just forced everyone into square formation to try to protect our positions. Nice hit with the Dravok. My general's out of there. Targeted by fire. Too numerous to exist, and of course, it's my Triarii and a Legionnaire still alive, as well as the cavalry outside. The first wave is just getting in, trying to do what they can, but yeah. Of course, this fight is over. I would say the biggest points of loss is definitely on me. I should have played this differently with my builds. I should have played it like I normally do, which is aggressive in. Break as much of a breach point as I can with these tanks. Force them to use up as much ammo as possible. Force them to panic as their front lines crumble. And that probably would have could have won us the game. Defender-wise, I think their biggest opportunity could have been just maintaining awareness a little better. They literally almost lost the game. 2 seconds away from actually losing the game. So of course with that, you want to just make sure you're always keeping map awareness up. Because if you're like me, I like to talk, especially when I know that they're about to say something important. Such as the town center has been neutralized. The town center has been captured. I've done that twice now. So always keeping map awareness is always important. Biggest points of benefit for the attackers, I think the gambits for both sides were incredibly effective. That gambit forced us inside and forced us to use a lot of our infantry that we needed to push when the time came to support that ambush strike, was held up defending the walls. Because we didn't want Dravok coming in, we didn't want Saka Cataphracts coming in or companion cavalry hitting our soft back line. And of course, when it comes to the defenders, or the attackers, the best point of that was, well, we almost had a very successful ambush. One of the dangerous parts of Carthage, of course. But let us take a look at army comps here. Nothing too egregious in my opinion. I just think it ended up being a loss in our gambit and a victory on theirs. Which is what most Rome games come down to. With that, I see you, Mr. Joe, on it here. 182 on his Caritas followers. When it comes to his sword band, he got one, or ambushers, look at that, 1 with 80, look at that. Elite Highland Archers, 172, 119, 123, 129. Chosen sword band, 133. Headhunters, 104. Oh, those poor sword band got slaughtered by, we'll see them when titled Our Siege Champion. Shows us a strategy. I mean, like, our Siege Champion here performs super well in the stream. You'll see another one later down the line and super well in this battle. Let's see, how about Galatia? Galatian Legionnaires 160 or 188, 189, 145, 112, 159, 185, and 142. So close with that Galatian sword. But great job with all those Legionnaires. And pretty good job all around everywhere else. Me with 1,000 kills here. I mean, I was stuck in the back. What can I do? Wasted these units, a lot of them, and that's exactly what they needed to do, and it worked out for them. 120 for that Roman Giant Ballista. 54 kills with that Latin Tribesman. Definitely not killing routed units. Definitely not what I did there. But of course, 164 for that Triarii, 102, 133, 190. And then propane. 194 on that ballista. Nice job. 230, 140, 161 for those Hunnic heavy archers. Chosen You Are Warriors, 238, 191, 185. Then one Axeman got 102. Nice job there. Dan here with the Yams Vikings. 108 on that Dravok. Great job there. I mean, look how healthy a lot of his units is. His general. 85 kills, almost untouched. 101 on that Levy Archer. Thor's Hammer, 111. Pretty much killed to the man. Literally had to kill them to the man because like 2 of them were still alive. Thrall Swords, 155. Impressive. Valkyries, 144 and still healthy. And of course, Viking Chosen Axeband, 193. Title tier. Bring us the Sheena Empire, 223 on those Blade Masters. Han Mercenaries, 151, 127. Then those Tenguko Archers, 100 or 211. I think you can only bring one of them. Han Mercenary Swords, 182, 169, and 113. Sheena Sword Levies, 113. Nice job. 148. Of course, these Silent Warriors, 512, 228. Those Yari Masters, 268 kills. Dangerous, dangerous stuff. For sure. Drunk Norwegian here, bringing Macedon, 167 on that Companion Cavalry. 118 on those Archers. Royal Peltis, 202. Didn't even see that they had that. Sacred Band of Thieves, 157. Then those Thorax Swords, 129, 141. And of course, Legio 22, bringing us Massagete, which funnily enough had less cavalry than Macedon and less cavalry than the Yams Vikings. That is that sack of cataphracts there is the only cavalry he brought. Steppe Archers, 172, 111, 129. Han Mercenary Swords, 132, 106, 138. Steppe Hoplite, 163, 201. Then those Steppe Swordsmen, 229, 111, 113. Young Axe at 117. These javelins made them so worth it. But of course, that is the battle done and dusted. Again, as always, what is your biggest point of contention? What do you think these defenders or attackers screwed up most on, and what do you think they did their best on? Look forward to hearing from you. You all have yourselves a wonderful day. Bye for now.